Hi guys, this is HDpolarbear again, bringing you another Starcraft2 replay. This is long due for me to post another replay. I've been like sick, buying Christmas presents and working and having exams in my university and just a lot of things going on. So StarCraft 2 has not been my priority, but I've still managed to play a lot of games, mainly 2v2 and 3v3 with my StarCraft 2 friends. Not so much in 1v1, but still been taking some 1v1 games now and then. This is going to be I hope a great match because we are seeing VT Spades and the VT GIX. These are all obviously clanmates from VT, and if my memory serves correctly, then the blue Terran Spades was actually the Terran player who killed or defeated HD Starcraft in the MLG Dallas tournament, and yes, HD Starcraft was indeed competing there, and we see that. Let's look at the production. Just standard play going on at the moment. 14 gas, 10 supply, and probably 12 racks. And we will probably see the orbital right after this SCV or right after this barracks has completed. We see 14 heads into a 14 pool from our Zerg player GIX. Not sure how to pronounce his name, but let's just call him X, just for so I can pronounce it a bit easier. And of course, Spades is maining in Terran, but I think X is actually maining in a random, if that's even possible. You can't really main in random, I think, because then you need to main in every race. But he has some anxiety picking which race to main in, so he just decided to go random. And he is mainarding some, and my computer is lagging. Stop lagging. I really need to get a new rig, but this will do for now. I've also been contemplating a lot if I should get Cataclysm or not, because if I do, then that will obviously cut down my time that I could be spending on StarCraft 2. But again, people say it's the best expansion yet, and going a bit back to the basics. One and these good micro from Spades here, but not picking off any circlings though. He has no kills, but two circling. The queen. No, now he's two circlings going down, but the queens are going to fend this off. So we see a road Soren for the circular, and yes, I'll go. And will we see a starport? No, only one gas at the moment for Spades, so he'll probably opt to go for Helions. Yes, he is actually going for one Helion and a command center. This is pretty early, but somehow you need to counter the fast expo from the Zerg player. But actually, I think one base Terran player can fight against two base Zerg, but that's just my opinion. We see the road turn is almost completed. X is only running on one. What's the name of this extractor at the moment, and no layer being made for the road speed. So if he is going for heavy on roads, he needs that layer, and we see a starport in the making, and probably the second gas also. Yes, so perhaps we will see some fancy play, because Spades probably saw that it's a late layer for the Zerg player, and he will have no way of detecting unless he goes for the evolution chamber and get some spore crawlers This front door is heavily barricaded, and a paneling burst is needed to break down this wall. These marines will just fend these circlings off with ease. But yeah, back to what I was saying earlier. I'm really contemplating on getting Kata just because I'm a old WoW player. I've played through the classic, through the Wrath, and I did quit because Wrath was not to my liking. But people say that Kata is very good, and Baneling Nest being made for X, so he is going to try for a Baneling Burst at this door here. But there is Siege Mode being researched for Spades. No, not at the moment. He really needs the Siege Mode, and then those Banelings will be pretty much nullified. And we see one Pansy being made and an idle SCV here, not good stuff. And no cloak, of course. He went for the second refinery so late. He just has no money for the cloak, and I actually agree with this. Not getting cloak is a good way of getting the Pansy earlier, and perhaps making the Zerg play a bit more defensive. One Pansy versus one queen. The Pansy can take the queen, but two more queens will probably reinforce this queen, and the Pansy is actually taking a lot of damage from the queen here and getting almost in the red. But 2 kills, 2 drones, that's 50 mineral, no, 100 minerals, so that's good. The expansion is getting saturated and getting the double refinery at the natural, and the Zerg player is also getting the double extractor at the natural. Let's look at the income for these players. We have 45 harvesters for the Zerg player and 38 for the Terran player. I would say that the Terran player is not behind because of the mules. Double orbital is so. I think double or two. I think one mule is like something ridiculous, like doing the same amount as 7 drones or something. So actually, I think the Terran player is ahead in economy at the moment. And as you can see, minerals per minute is higher for the Terran player. And Siege modes being researched, and that's good. And Spire, that could be pretty deadly, and trying to hide it here in the corner, so the Terran player will not spot it, and I think the Terran player has no idea about this Spire. No, he does not. He knows about the road soaring, he knows about the Baneling Nest, but good hide and a scan going down at the main, but not revealing the Spire, so that could be critical. What does the Zerg player see? He sees the bunker at the front door and has no idea about the starport, but because the Pansy was harassing, he knows about it as at the moment, for now. And we have another barracks, 3 racks, 2 factory, and he has 4 siege tanks. And yeah, there was an attack here, but as I said earlier, there was probably no damage done because the siege tanks are so incredible effective against banelings. Banelings are of course armored units, and siege tanks do extra damage versus armored, and even with the siege mode research, and if they are in siege mode, they just kill them so easily. So I think X is not going to opt to go for any more banelings at this time. There are 4, 5, 6, 7 mutas in play at the moment, and they will kill the. Yeah, I think they will kill this Pansy. And 3 marines. I actually think that these mutas could have just killed these marines, but they did not want to engage in this turret, and wise decision there from X, our Zerg player, our random main player, and he's just enjoying the air dominance and the map control. And of course Zerg loves to have good map control. That's what every Zerg wants to do, and he's getting his third, and he actually has his third pretty much saturated. And let's look, 69 drones versus 54 SCVs. Yeah, the mules can help minimize this difference, but still 68 drones for the Zerg player 13 minutes in the game is pretty insane. So just heavy macro going on, no attacks, the mutas are just checking for any extra expansions from the Terran player, seeing if he has a third or not. And whoa, look at this, seeds, there are 8 siege tanks. He's going for heavy siege marine tactic it seems, but he actually has double, he only has 1 tac lab, and that's and 2 reactors, so he's just pumping out marines like there's no tomorrow. And this tac lab, their sole purpose of this tac lab is to make stim and probably combat shields in due time. I love how this the animation here, you can, if you scout your enemy and you see 1-on-1 and you see on the tac lab on the starport glowing, then you probably know he's going for cloak and you need some detection. And it seems that the Terran player is trying to secure the gold, and the Zerg player has the the 3rd expansion but the 4th base, and the mutas are coming in trying to deny this expansion, but marines are they just kill mutas so easily. And will there be a huge fight here? I'm not sure. I think X should back away. These siege tanks will just decimate this army, and these banelings will do nothing. So yeah, and again, I think if I go and play Kata, I have a high level paladin, I have a high level mates, I have a high level hunter, but I will probably play a new, I will probably make a new tune and start from the beginning, because people say that the areas have been reforged and everything is new, so that would be insanely fun to see. And a Thor out for the Terran player. That's going to do a lot to these mutas, and I think that yeah, we have Greater Spire. Is X going to opt to go for some? And 3 mules are going to be taken down. That's 900 minerals right there. So a very nice pick from these mutas, and they probably almost paid themselves off. 1 turret and planetary fortress going at the gold, but the answer, the Zerg just answers with taking the gold for himself. I see a lot of this marine tank build from Terran players, and maybe a couple of Thors, and scan going down mainly just to reduce the creep. I actually think he should just go for 1 Raven and have the option to get some. Are the mutas going to go in? They are going to 2 mutas, 4 mutas, 5 mutas going down to the turrets. I think that was a bit of a micro mistake, or a patrol mistake, or some kind of a control mistake from X that cost him 5 mutas, and that could be pretty hefty cost. But again, maybe he did it on purpose to free some of his food cap for another unit. And yes, he is going for Brood Lords. Brood Lords are of course the answer to siege tanks and even to marines, because of the little guys that they shoot, and they have so long range. We are seeing some armor upgrades for the Zerg player, and a lot of things going on for the Terran player. He's going for another planetary here. This is his 3rd expansion, and he's currently outmined at his main and probably almost at his natural. Yes, these patches here are getting reduced quickly. 85 drones for the Zerg player and 74 SCVs for, and a huge battle here. The banelings did actually do a good amount of damage, and good play here for the Zerg player. He actually tried to lure the marines to take out these Brood Lords, and then he dropped with the banelings and more